Kai Havertz is out, and there's lots of rumours as to how long he's out for. David Ornstein confirmed it, and he also said in his tweet that Arsenal are actively searching for reinforcements in this window because, I mean, what does that tell you? That it could be serious. Now, I did a breaking news reaction to this on AFTV, but I've had some time to digest it. That was about an hour and a half ago. I'm speculating. Please understand that. But I think it's going to be a serious injury. I don't think you say that Kai Havertz is out with a knee injury. Sorry if it's a bit windy, by the way. That Kai Havertz is out with a knee injury and Arsenal are looking for attacking reinforcements. Because he's sort of like tweaked his knee and he's going to do like a week out. I don't even think we can sort of say, well, this is probably just a month, maybe 2. Arsenal needed reinforcements anyway, and that's what we'll talk about. But first and foremost, this isn't good news. I know some people online will run with the whole, well, it will force us into the market. We should have been in the market anyway, is my big message. I did a reaction on Shorts, sort of very briefly as it all came out. But that's what my lingering thought is. We're going to play Leeds at home and probably go to Anfield without Kai Havertz, without Gabriel Jesus. Trossard's just back from an injury himself. I guess that contract makes a touch more sense now. Will Martinelli get minutes down the middle? It's not good news. We wish him a speedy recovery. We hope it's not serious. We're going to need Kai Havertz this season. I don't rate him as a starting player to win us the title. I rate him as a squad player who can do a job like he did against Man United, who can maybe push Gyökeres because he's a different type of striker and suits maybe Arteta's general style of play quite well, but we don't have him available. Okay, so what do Arsenal do next? The question is, do we get a 10, which I believe is the most pressing issue in the squad? Do we get a left winger because that's what supposedly what we've been linked with the most, or do we get a striker because that's what we've lost in Kai Havertz? Now I'm going to rule out the striker thing immediately. I'm going to do a video on the Goonerverse where I basically talk about the players that are out there and available, but I wouldn't do a Watkins, I wouldn't do a Johan Visa, I wouldn't do a Nicholas Jackson, I wouldn't do anyone like that. Left wingers, Lookman, Semenyo, Rodrigo. I mean, at least they can cover across the front line, and I think that's the kind of player we need to get. Someone that can come in, improve the left wing, so that Martinelli and Trossard could be backups to that starting left winger, and that backup to Gyökeres up front too. That would be my way of balancing the squad. But I think that's the way Arsenal... is that my way of balancing the squad? No, I keep changing my mind because I then keep thinking of someone like Emirates, who can come in, start on the left wing with Gyökeres up front. He's good enough to. He's better than most other left wingers out there. But he can drop into midfield, and you've still got Martinelli, Trossard, Gyökeres, Havertz and Jesus will return eventually, Saka, Madueke, Dalman. I still think we should be hijacking this Eze to Tottenham deal, bring him to Arsenal. You can even use him as a false 9. He's talented footballers will work across the pitch, and he can be used anywhere in attacking areas. Maybe not as a right winger on the touchline, but actually maybe so. I don't know. But that's what we should be doing. We should be going and getting an Eberechi Eze. But I think Arsenal are more likely to look down the left wing route. Sorry, this is a slightly ranty video, because ultimately I'm sat here going, okay, well now I think we probably will sign someone, but why did it take for this? Like, I'm making it sound like somehow Havertz was deliberately injured. Obviously this is just by complete chance, and there were reports that Arsenal do want to add a left winger, but I just keep thinking to myself, Arsenal might get active now. But it's very important that whoever comes in, it's with a quality. This cannot be Sterling on loan. This can't be, well, and Nkunku hasn't gone, so there's an opportunity. This can't be Nicholas Jackson because he's third in line and has played on the left. No. We need to go and get, don't even start with Alejandro Garnacho. It cannot be that profile of signing. This has to be a genuine signing of significant outlay who we look at and go, that is our best left winger. And that is probably the best next striker behind Gyökeres if we need to play with that mould of front line. This is someone who clearly adds a versatility and a difference to what we do. Eze does that, Rodrigo does that in a slightly different way. Those are the players I'd be looking for. It wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal went for Morgan Rogers, He's played up front. He's been an out-and-out striker before. He can play on the left wing. He can play in the 10. We've been linked heavily. It wouldn't surprise me if we went for Morgan Rogers whatsoever. But I think Arsenal will go for a more opportunistic left wing deal. Now, I've mentioned Lookman. I don't love the Lookman. option, but he's a good player. So let's see what Arsenal do in the window. Lookman was linked to move to Inter Milan, that's now fallen through. Kai Havertz, on him, there's questions to be asked. You know, firstly, how long is he out for? The poor guy, I just hope he can come back soon. I hope he has a speedy recovery. I hope it's nothing serious. You know, this is someone who's a very sturdy footballer. And by the way, these injuries could be freak incidents. I've done my fair share of criticising Mikel Arteta and the amount of game time certain players have had. I don't think we can know that this is necessarily related to all that. You know, in terms of Kai Havertz playing too much football, suddenly he has hamstring surgery in January. Now he's got, you know, a potential serious knee injury. I don't think we could put it all down to, you know, the amount of football he's played. This is a very sturdy footballer who's never injured, who would have been looked at as one of the reliable ones. We don't have to worry too much about left centre mid and up front because Kai Havertz can cover, and now we don't have him. Some people have even joked about Mikel Merino playing more football up front. No. You are not going to get an improved Merino in midfield, which we all want to see, if you keep chucking him up front to do a completely different job. I don't... That can't be a solution. But then if you do that, then bring me another left 8. Eze solves so much. I'm still convinced by it. But we're letting that just completely wither away. Anyway, back on Kai. Knee injuries can be very serious. Knee injuries can be temperamental. You can sort of have it and then it disappears and then it comes back, and you can have sort of niggly injuries that you feel a bit better about. But I don't know, there's a lot. It can be complicated. Ciao Gianni, come over. This is my good Italian friend who's just chatting to me. He's a Chelsea fan though. But with Kai Havertz, I feel for him. And I feel for... I feel for Arsenal, Arteta. I don't. They need to be busy and ready for injuries. But now, can you imagine if we had another injury-plagued season again? I just want Arteta and this team to have everyone fit and give it a proper go. And then if we're not good enough, we make the changes we need to make. And look, mate, Kai Havertz, I don't think it was ever going to be the difference, really, between winning the league and not. But my word, he was going to play his part. And this early in the season, if he's going to miss a lot of football, we cannot go the rest of the window with it unaddressed. So this has been more reaction and rant than it has been reporting, I'll be really honest. But what do we know? Injury, knee injury. Some people in the timeline are shouting ACL. I don't know how they could possibly know that. If we find that out, I will react to it here on Goonerverse News. And there'll be a video on the Goonerverse where I break down how we react to this properly. What's the data? Who are the options? What do we have to do to be ready for next season, knowing that this season, knowing that Kai Havertz might miss a significant chunk of it. Maybe the diagnosis will come back. As David Ormsby said, there is no diagnosis yet. We don't know how bad it is. We don't know how it's been done. There's every chance that this comes back. And actually, it's not as serious as first thought. It's going to be 2-3 months. Arsenal think they'll get through with their forward options. Max Downman's going to play more football. I would hate to see that, but it wouldn't surprise me. Those are my emotional thoughts about it, guys. The Goonerverse News has always been about me just turning the camera on and just saying how I feel in the moment. And I try to report if we've got a lot of information. We don't. So this is raw reaction. And I don't feel good about it. But I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel and look out for all the other content around this story and more on the Goonerverse in the coming days. All right. Catch you in a bit.